Hey guys, welcome back to South Florida. In today's video, we're gonna keep talking about the unaffordability crisis that we have here. And to tackle that issue, we're gonna go over my favorite real estate strategy, house hacking. We're gonna interview homeowners that have used this strategy. We're gonna see what's worked for them, what advice they have for you. And we're gonna go over the numbers to see if this is an investment vehicle that you can use yourself. My name is Michael Valencia with Lamacchia Realty, and this is Living in South Florida. Let's go, you're gonna wanna check it out. Our first property is literally half a mile away. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days and you want to schedule a Zoom call with me to go over your specific real estate needs, all of my information is in the description below so I can help you make a smooth move in or around South Florida. All right guys, so for our first property, we're in Dania Beach. This property behind me is a duplex, so it's 2 units. You have a front unit and a rear unit. Both are 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, and we're gonna go inside and check out what the renovations look like. This investor just purchased this property in June of this year of 2023. They purchased it for $660,000. The current mortgage payment is about $5,500 a month. And we're gonna take a look at the rents and see if the numbers make sense for an investor like you. So welcome to Dania. This duplex is a 2 bedroom, 2 units that are 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. This rear unit is vacant because the front unit is currently rented. And as you can see, it has been fully renovated. So the front unit can rent for about $3,000 a month. The rear unit, anywhere from $3,000 to $3,500. But the best thing about this duplex, it comes with a 50-foot dock that can be rented from $1,000 to $1,500 a month because you have access to the ICW, to the intercoastal. So all in all, the numbers look something like this. Purchase for $660,000, mortgage payment of $5,500 a month. And now you may think to yourself, how can I get into something like this and qualify for such a high payment? What the bank does is they use the rent from one of the units to help you qualify for something like this. So if that's being rented for $3,000 a month, then you take the $3,000 deducted from the $5,500 and the bank is going to use your monthly expense of $2,500 as your housing expense. They're not gonna use the entire $5,500. This is why something like this completely makes sense right now. And if you think about it, when you're done with this and you wanna move out, you wanna buy your actual single family house, something that's not detached, you can now rent out both units plus the dock and make some additional monthly income and to help you afford something bigger. So this duplex was purchased using a fix and flip loan. You guys already know for something like this, you're gonna wanna use the close team at CMG Loans. They're experts at handling financing for something like this. They were able to secure the buyer a 1-year loan with all the renovations included. And what happens is before that year is up, then they go ahead and refinance it into a long-term debt, or the buyer has the option to turn around and flip it. Of course, something like this where the numbers completely make sense, it makes sense to just keep it, hold it for long-term. All right guys, so today we're in Hollywood. We're in the fantastic property that's literally just 3 miles away from the beach and 1 mile from downtown. We're here with Vinny. I helped out Vinny about 2 years ago, and I'm sorry man, but I love your story. So I'm gonna get into a little bit of detail and background. So Vinny and I work together in the Coast Guard. We both work on helicopters. And he would stay after work every single day to kind of pick my brain and learn from me. From there, he actually started working in a pizzeria in the mornings to save some money for closing costs. So he was able to get himself something like this. He purchased this property in January of 22?
That's correct.
How much did you purchase it for?
It was $485,000.
$485,000, okay. And the property's how big? Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, it's a duplex. It's 2 units and it's 2 per unit. So okay. 2 bedrooms, 2 baths per unit. So
you live in 1 unit and you have the other unit rented out. So what is your total mortgage payment?
The total mortgage right now is $3,277.
$3,277. And what do you have the other unit rented out for?
Right now, it's a little low, but $1,600 for the other side.
That's not bad. So Just so you know, the current market rents for Hollywood, Florida for a 2.2 are anywhere from $2,000 to $2,400 depending on the finishes. So a 1,600, yes, you're a little bit under market rent, but that's fine because if you have good tenants in place, the tenant turnover can get really expensive. So you're better off just trying to keep your tenants happy and take care of them. What is one thing that you would say you learned from this entire process? You've owned the property for almost 2 years now. So what's one of the biggest takeaways from owning it for 2 years?
From one of the biggest takeaways from owning it for 2 years is definitely not being afraid of taking some risks. At work, you know, and all my peers in general, I've just listened to what they had to say. You know, a bunch of the should-haves, and I kind of took a piece of advice myself from all those people, came to a conclusion that like this might be the right decision, right? I took that risk.
Nice.
And that's one of the biggest takeaways is just not being afraid to take risks. Definitely learning on the job, YouTubing a lot of stuff.
Nice.
Fixing it up.
Love
so
it.
That's one thing I can say, just not being afraid.
So if you have somebody who is looking to take these next steps and want to get into something like this themselves, what's one piece of advice you would give the audience?
Yeah, just kind of like I said before, just taking that step, doing your research, you know, finding someone like Mike, he's been a huge help.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, just jumping in. You know, make sure you're making a conscious decision, but definitely not being afraid of taking risks.
So how old were you when you purchased this?
I was 21.
21 years old. But check this out. So he worked a second job to be able to save for his closing cost. He was then able to purchase this, like I said, almost 2 years ago. And then in the 2-year time frame, he was able to pay off all his debts because now he's got one unit rented out at $1,600. It lowered his monthly housing expense. And from there, you've moved on to pay your parents' debts off. One of the best Christmas cards I got last Christmas was from your parents saying thank you and you've changed all of our lives. And that really meant a lot to me because that's what this is all about. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you getting into all the details, letting me tell your story, and stay tuned. We're gonna go check out another property after this. All right guys, welcome back to sunny Florida. I'm keeping my glasses on for this video because the sun is right on my face. So here we're in West Park. We're literally 5 minutes down the street from the Hard Rock Casino, 5 minutes from the stadium, and 5 miles away from the beach. So it's an excellent area to own a property just because you're so centrally located to a lot of major attractions. This property behind me, it's a really unique property. It's a 12,000 square foot lot, right? The owner unfortunately couldn't meet me here so we can go over all the numbers due to a scheduling conflict, but she has given me permission to kind of go into all the details. So I sold it to her last year, in October of 2022 for $750,000. It is a triplex, but the best part is that it's zoned for up to 10 units, right? So let's go in the back, let's kind of look a little bit more and I'll talk more of the numbers back there. All right, so we're in the center of the property and I wanted to show you this really unique property because I've never really come across a triplex quite like this one. There's 3 separate units and they're all completely separated from each other. So this is a 5-bedroom, 2-bath that in this area can be rented anywhere from $3,000 to $3,500 a month. This unit right here is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom that is currently rented for $1,400 a month. And this unit right here is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom that is where the owner currently lives. So like I said before, she purchased it for $750,000. The current mortgage payment is $5,500 a month. Think about it. She lives here, she rents out this property. Let's go conservative and say $3,000 a month, plus the studio or the 1-bedroom for $1,400. That's $44,000. That means she's only paying $1,100 per month to live in her unit. And the best part is, if she really wanted to, because of the location, there's no restrictions against Airbnb. She could put the 5-bedroom, 2-bath property on Airbnb and generate even more income that way. So this is one of the great things about owning a multifamily like this in South Florida, and we have them in all different parts of South Florida, from the south of Miami-Dade County to North Broward County and everywhere in between. I can't wait to show you the next property. We're gonna meet another homeowner. They bought a duplex and the second duplex now in Pompano Beach. Stay tuned, I'll see you there. All right guys, welcome back to the last stop. I saved the very best for last. I'm here with Vinny, another Vinny, the original Vinny. We're in Pompano Beach right now. This is your second duplex that you've purchased?
Yes, correct.
Your first one was in Pensacola. You used your VA loan. And for this one, you used an FHA loan. Can you talk about the price, what you paid for?
Yep. So for this one, we got it down, thanks to you. We got it down to $412,500. The asking was about $425,000. So paid $412,500. Got a real good deal for this market.
And your mortgage payment is how much?
It was around $2,600.
$2,600. Okay, where are we at right now?
Right now we're about $3,000. However, I haven't homesteaded this property yet, which I'm in the process of about to be doing.
We were just talking about this before the video started rolling. So because this is his primary residence, he can homestead the property and get a discount on his property taxes. So purchased it over 2 years ago, about 26 months ago now. Yep. It is a duplex, so it is 2 units, Unit A and Unit B. You currently live in Unit B in the back of the property, which is a 3-1. The front unit is a 2-1. What do you currently have it rented for?
Currently at $1,500.
$1,500.
So he's, reason being is it's a little low for this market, but we didn't have to rehab it. He's a long-term tenant, been there about 16, 17 years now.
That's crazy.
So we re-upped him $100 per lease renewal, so he's at $1,500 now.
So that's literally the same thing that I was talking to the other Vinny about, because he's also under market rent. But I explained to him that it's not a bad thing. You know, you shouldn't be focusing so much on the rent. You want to keep good quality tenants, because tenant turnover is where landlords tend to lose a lot of money. They get so focused in trying to charge the premium rent that you're better just keeping a good quality tenant. 16, 17 years, it's incredible.
Absolutely. So, paying on time, quiet, you know, not really partiers or anything, so yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. So let me ask you, what are some lessons learned from now owning 2 duplexes?
After owning 2 duplexes, let's see, I would say definitely get your lease agreement information ahead of time.
Okay.
You know your tenants that are in there, the names and what's going on with them, a better situation. And the other thing is like contractors, be on the same page with your contractor, knowing exactly which work and how much work you want done to the house. Okay. The scope of it.
So getting a scope of work before purchasing, that way you can have a nice budget set, and then getting the lease agreement while you're in the middle of buying the property. That makes sense. That's a good piece of advice. If somebody was starting out right now and they're going to be looking at the first multifamily, what is one piece of advice you'd like to give that person?
I would say the biggest thing is don't give up like your criteria. So don't let whether it's your agent or family member push you towards out of your criteria. So meaning lower than you want to be at, like say like a laundry room outside where you want one inside, or lesser amount of bedrooms just because you want to get into a duplex, or vice versa. I wouldn't go too expensive for a duplex and live all bougie and out of your means either. Like I would love a garage and maybe a little more closet space, but you got to find that good middle point. Like where's your stopping point, and then also what could you give up to live to have a better lifestyle later doing this, saving money now. You know?
That's great advice, because I feel like a 3-1 specifically in this area, you can rent it out anywhere from $2,500 to about $3,000 a month. So if you think about it, if you and Jen are ready to buy another property and you want to move out of this one, you can keep both of these units as a rental and cash flow about $1,000 a month.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's solid. And now you have 2 duplexes that are cash flowing. So somebody actually gave me that piece of advice when I first got into the military. They said every unit that you go to, you want to look at purchasing another property. So by the time you retire from the military, you want to have that rental income plus your military retirement. So you're already doing it.
That's the plan.
I commend you for it, my friend. It's great to see you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And thank you guys so much for watching. If you got any value from this, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and tap the bell for notifications. Thanks again, Vinny, for your time. Thank you for watching. I want to personally thank you for coming on this journey with me. So if you get any value from this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. And I'll see you in the next video.